that I'm going to do. This is the second one. The first one I just recorded, and it's just talking about how to refresh your or reset your spiritual practice. I gave you some suggestions about how to refresh and reset your spiritual practice in the first live that I just completed. This is the second live. Now this one, take a deep breath. Okay. This one is for those that, if you know, you know. And I posted this on my Facebook page. I made a post about it, and I'm making a video about it. We are living in a time. We're living in a time, and we're coming into a time where there won't be physical evidence. People won't leave a digital footprint when it comes to cheating, extramarital affairs, adultery, things of that nature. Because those that know, if you know, you know, that those that operate on a high level of occult knowledge know that they can have an affair with your spouse, boyfriend, fiance, girlfriend, whoever, without ever leaving any type of physical evidence or digital evidence, like, sliding in somebody's DMs, text messages, phone calls, emails, things of that nature. Those who are high level occultists will know that if they want to have an affair with your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or fiance, they can do so strictly in the spiritual realm, in the astral realm. So I mentioned on my Facebook page about my target audience was Christian women or religiously indoctrinated women, because they, first of all, they have such a negative connotation toward people who operate in occult African traditional religious practices and systems. Everything is so demonic. And because everything is so demonic, they are so closed off to how these things work, how metaphysics work, how occultism works, how the left path works. And so that was my target audience on my post on Facebook, to let these women know that really in real life, it's not about the candles and the herbs and the conditioned oils and the jars, the spell jars, the love spells. I mean, those things are effective. They can be effective, and they can do some damage depending on who the practitioner is, and depending on the intention, depending on the rank of the practitioner in the spirit realm. Like, those types of workings can do damage. But those of us that's in this, we realize that that's just foundational. It's a starting point, that eventually the goal is, in this practice, is that you don't have any tools. You won't need a candle. You won't need incense. You won't need bells. You won't need graveyard dirt. You won't need water. That simply, you just speak a thing and it comes to pass. That you could simply write something down and it comes to pass. Um, you can simply think a thing and it comes to pass. That you can literally um, inhabit somebody's dream and wreak havoc. Because that's what's, when you're dealing with someone on a high level of occult knowledge, that's how they can have an affair with your spouse, is through the astral realm. They can literally go and travel in the astral realm and have an affair with your spouse. And your spouse is waking up, and you really think that your spouse is going to tell you, oh, I had an affair. It was this lady or it was this man in a dream. And oh my God, the sex we had was amazing. And it wasn't you. It wasn't the wife or the husband. You really think your spouse is going to tell you that? Hey, everybody, you really think they're going to tell you that? No. So when you're dealing with somebody on a high level of occult knowledge, they can have an affair with your spouse and you would never know. They can have an affair while they're sleeping and visit them in the astral realm. They could come and astral project and be in your room at night and do all kind of things with your spouse. And you wouldn't even know because you're so busy pleading the blood of Jesus and, laying on of hands and praying at the witching hour and realizing like that's good, but it's not going to solve the problem. Because these people know how to astral project. Well, we all do. But these people know how to actually, where the dream state, the astral realm to them is more real than the physical realm. Like they know how to get down with the get down in the astral realm. They treat the astral realm as a real place, which it is. And they get things done in the astral realm. It's not just, oh, I'm sleeping and I'm dreaming and I'm in la la land. No, these high level occultists know that when they go into the astral realm, it is just as real as us walking every single day on this earth. And if they want to, they can have an affair with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance. And all they got to do is wait for that person to go to sleep. And while most people are asleep between the hours of 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. or 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., they having a field day with your husband, with your wife. They're feeding, they're giving food to your husband or your wife in the dream state. And then your husband or your wife wakes up and they have a taste for some cake or some coffee or whatever. And then they go eat it. Not realizing that all that is just sealing the deal, sealing the covenant, the contract that you made in the spiritual realm with this particular person. And that's why you have things like what they call like spiritual wives and spiritual husbands, because they're coming into your sleep state. And as a husband or a wife, you know something is off, but you just can't put your finger on it because there's no physical evidence of an affair. There's no text messages, none of that. He's not coming home smelling like another woman. Because everything is happening in the dream state. And hello from Brazil. Thank you from Brazil. Like everything is happening in the dream state. That's why you don't have any physical evidence, but you know something is off with your spouse. You know something is off. That we're talking about people who are high level when it comes to occultism. They can suggest. They can use auto suggestion and just use telepathy to plant in your spouse's or girlfriend or boyfriend's mind about having an affair, or meet me in the astral realm at 2 o'clock in the morning, or meet me in the astral realm at 6 o'clock in the evening. And all of a sudden, you usually don't take naps at 6 o'clock in the evening, but all of a sudden you tired. You just feel like, oh, I need to take a nap, or I need to go to bed early, because they have already tapped into your mind. Auto suggestion, telepathy. They've already planted the seed in your mind to come meet me. Let's hook up. We got a date in the astral realm so we can get it on. Hello from Turkey. Hello from Brazil. So thank you all over the world listening. So think about it. Just think about it. Like, we are really living in a time. Where do you think AI comes from? Have you all been hearing on the news that people are literally having affairs with AI? They're literally having affairs with AI. That is just that, as above, so below. That is just a representation of what's going on in the spirit realm. That people are really thinking that AI is their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their wife or whatever. I'm here to tell you that religion will have us so indoctrinated. Religion will have us so scared of what goes on in the spirit realm and metaphysics and all of that, and thinking that it's demonic, that you don't even realize what's being done right in your face, right underneath your nose. That your husband or wife is having an affair in the astral realm. Why do you think in the Bible Jesus said that if you just think about being with another woman, you've already committed adultery? Why do you think Jesus said that? That just wasn't, when people hear that, they just look at it as something physical. Oh, I just had a thought. No, go into the deeper metaphysical meaning of that. Jesus was telling us, like, no, it's deeper than just having a thought. It's something that is taking place in the spiritual realm. Where did that thought come from? The thought didn't just come from, oh, because you saw a pretty woman, or oh, you saw a handsome man. No, somebody is planting frequency, vibration. They're planting that thought in your mind. And now we have awakened to the fact that a lot of the people that we see on an everyday basis is not even real people. They're not even real human beings. They just look like that, but we're really interacting with entities from a different dimension, from different worlds, different planets. So just because you see this pretty woman, it could just all be a hologram, in a simulation, to just plant the idea in your head. So when you get to the astral realm, you'll see that exact same person in the astral realm. So when Jesus was like, all you got to do is think it and you already committed adultery, he was talking about what I'm talking about. The astral realm, having affairs in the astral realm. And it's going to take more than just a laying on of hands, speaking in tongues, praying in tongues. It's going to take more than just some holy water. It's going to take more than just pleading the blood of Jesus, because most Christians don't they don't want to do what it takes to go and uproot this type of behavior. They don't have the capacity to access these realms in order to uproot this behavior, or to uproot this control over their spouse's or boyfriend or girlfriend or fiance's life. They're too afraid of it because everything is so demonic. So they are too afraid to even think about or comprehend going into the astral realm and doing battle, because everything is so demonic. The people who have the ability to go into the astral realm and control you, they don't care nothing about the fact that you praying. They don't care nothing about the fact that you pleading the blood of Jesus. That does not faze them. It does not faze them, because they know, to them, that's equivalent to bringing a knife to a gunfight. That's like, yeah, bringing a knife to a gunfight. Like, yeah, it may stop them, or it may create some type of roadblock for a moment, but they know that, oh, all I got to do is get you distracted. So they'll get you distracted with something else where you'll get tired and you won't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to continue praying. Because with most Christians, there's no consistency. You'll get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to pray, you know, maybe for a couple of days straight. And then when you see that, oh, you making progress, you'll stop. And they know that. They know that you're not going to commit to fasting for a long period of time. You may do it for a little while, but it's not going to be enough to stop what they're doing. And trust me, by the time they have entered the astral realm to cheat with your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiance, they've already studied you. They already know if you have some type of title in the church, if you're an evangelist, a prophet, a pastor, a preacher, an apostle, a quote unquote prayer warrior. They already studied you. They know your weaknesses. And one of the weaknesses are, or one of the weaknesses is that you're not consistent. So they not concerned about you. So that's something for you all to think about and to understand that, or to overstand that a high level occultist is not going to use the traditional ways to cheat on your spouse or to cheat with your spouse. And as long as you keep thinking, oh, that's of the devil, that's what they want you to think. So you don't challenge them. You don't learn about your power. You don't learn about metaphysics. You don't learn about African traditional religious and spiritual practices. So you don't know how to access those realms. That's what they want you to keep thinking, that it's demonic, it's demonic, it's demonic, while they are wreaking havoc in your life through the dream state. I don't come to convince or convert. I just come to just educate you. and to get you to and to present to you a different perspective. But many people are being defeated because they're such in fear of metaphysics and the occult. So that was the message for this live. I have one more live to do, and that was the message for this live. I know you learned something, and share it. Think about it. Share it with a friend and do your research. And until next time, thank you for everyone that attended this live, all the way from Brazil, all the way from Turkey, all over the world, from the United States, wherever you were watching. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay aware and stay grateful.